forgot about the fan. I forgot about the fan. Y'all are too much down there. I love it. I love it so much. Anyway, hi, hello, everyone. Welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. I've always got... Thank you. I've always got my water because hydration is of the essence of Hall. Shout out to Jada Essence Hall. But I'm also drinking an iced coffee because I can't stop being gay. Even when it's not Pride Month anymore, I'm still being gay. I'm drinking a hazelnut butter pecan iced coffee from Dunkin' today. I'm shaking the little bit of ice that's left in here. But I do have my Corey King tumbler on hand, repping team Butt King Toot as per usual. And always, I've got my cup mug on hand. LanaGcreations.etsy.com. That link is in the description below. We do ship domestically within North America and internationally, so there are no excuses. Unless you're in Brazil. Brazil, I'm so sorry. I'm trying. We're doing our best. We're desperately trying to get things to Brazil, but unfortunately we cannot come to Brazil for some reason because Brazilian customs hate us. But everywhere else, get your mug, all those things. And I have a cute shirt today. It's actually not mine yet. It is my roommate's, but I am wearing a Bombae shirt. I wonder why. No particular reason today for me to wear this shirt. But I just thought it would be a cute shirt for today's occasion. So that's why I'm wearing it.
Well, I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I decided to wear my Aja shirt. There she is.
Yes. Jimmy, Aja.
And I don't have anything to drink. I'm visiting my sister in Kentucky, which is why I have a different setting. But she's supposed to be bringing me back a Monster because I need energy. So hopefully she gets here soon.
Hey. Well, hello, guys. It's your favorite Black queer content creator, KaMorian, aka Sparking Alien. And today, what I am drinking today is actually made a mango smoothie today, nice and cold. And I'm also wearing a drag queen shirt. As you can see, your boy is still in mourning from last week. So, justice for Denali. Yes. Justice for Denali. Yep. Yeah, I'm excited for today. I'm so excited.
And, who's this?
Hello, everybody. It's me, the winner of Season 3 of Canada's Drag Race, Bombae.
Yeah.
I believe you're drinking a Monster in the morning. Jesus Christ. I am drinking a glass of water, or it could be vodka. I don't know. Glug glug. Cheers, everybody. And I'm wearing what previously used to be called a wife beater. I don't know why. But now it's just a gay tank top, and we reclaimed that. We're like, we're not going to call it that. We said it's going to be a tank top. It's just a tank top. And it was made by my family in Bangladesh. I think it came from a sweatshop. So I'm helping my own people out.
Period.
H&M.
Never the H&M. No. Never the H&M. But Bombae, finally.
I know it's been fucking 3 years. Thank you so much for reaching out and being persistent. I appreciate that. I'm so excited to be here and dish with you guys at the Cup.
We have, if there's nothing else, we are persistent. And when we want someone on the channel, we're going to get them on the channel. Whether it takes us 3 years or not, we're going to do it.
I'll do this again. I will do this again. The next time you want me for season, whatever next season is, I'll drop by for one. I love doing it.
Anytime. It took us 3 years to get you on, but now you're family you were family before, obviously, but like now you're in the zeitgeist. Like you're already one of us, and we're gonna talk about it.
Sure.
But like, no, you're gonna be. I've got things. We've got plans. But no, I'm so happy to have you here. We're so happy to have you here. for a challenge you are very qualified to speak on.
Snatch Game is, I think, one of the best challenges on Drag Race, where you
I
actually
agree.
see people shine.
Yeah.
And also, whether you do well or you don't do well, the fact that you get the Snatch Game on a regular season is such a moment because you're like,
Yeah.
this is it, Diva. Like,
Yeah.
this is it. And to be on Snatch Game, it's the most terrifying but exciting experience. It's like when you go to a gay bathhouse for the first time. You're like, am I gonna get
Yeah.
fucked? Or am I gonna get fucked?
Or are you going to leave alone?
Are
Like
you
my
gonna leave
first
alone?
experience.
Oh,
I mean,
I was
that
a baby when it
qualifies
happened.
as one of the things which just said.
Or are you going to leave alone and sashay away, which is what happened to me my first time, but I was also a child and didn't know better. So, and we're going to talk about all of the possible outcomes, everything in between. Before we do, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we're here almost all the time, giving you almost all things drag. We are closing out this All-Star season, thankfully. It's been fun, but we've got a lot more drag that we are about to cover starting next week. We've got Drag Race Brazil, we've got Drag Race France All-Stars. Very excited for both of those. Make sure to check out all of our preseason coverage for that, including our cast assessments, our Instagram video for Brazil, our interview with Chanel from Drag Race Brazil Season 2, and our draft videos for both franchises, which will be coming out shortly.
Diva, you are busy. And
but wait, there's more. Because we're also covering King of Drag on the channel currently. Yes, please. Thank you. Make sure to check out our first 2 episode recaps, as well as our interviews with Buck Wild and with Henlo fucking Bullfrog Crystal. And coupled with that, make sure to go check out our interview with Tuna Melt. Thank you. I was like, there is one I'm not saying because it's 9:30 in the morning and my brain is not functioning fully. This is how much caffeine I've had today, y'all. So bear with me for a second. And coupled with that, make sure to go check out our interview with the icon herself, Saphira Crystal. Joined us on the podcast recently. All of those interviews are now available on the channel as well, so make sure to check that out.
Can we tease another one that we have?
And tomorrow, if you're watching this on the day we're uploading it, stay tuned Sunday, the 6th of July, for an extra special interview with a very wonderful woman. I'll say that. If you know, you know. If you catch our drift, we'll tell you after Bombae. But it is iconic. It might be legendary.
It was very legendary.
I'm tickled.
Very legendary. So stay tuned for that interview as well. You can also check out the description where you can find our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, our merch link, where you can find all of us on social media, where you can find Bombae on social media. Go follow, support, tip Bombae, do all those lovely, wonderful, and fabulous things. So, before we dive into this episode, Bombae, what the hell is up, girl? What you been up to?
I've been exhausted. It's been a fun. Oh God, like Pride has just gotten over, and if anything, it's made me more homophobic. Yeah,
I feel that.
I like the last day of Pride. I'm like, get the fag out of my way. I just want to go home. Please, just send me home. Please. I just want to go home.
I just want to rest.
Boy. Yeah, and now, well, in Canada we have Pride. Toronto Pride is June. Montreal Pride is August. Vancouver is September. It just, another club. So that's what's exhausting me. But I also have in the middle. I have my very own podcast that's launching this week on Wednesday. It's a podcast called Facts for Fags. It's a trivia game show where we go head to head, brain to brain, and ass to mouth. It's me versus another gay person, and we ask questions that are important, like what is polio? So it's a trivia game show, and it's a drinking game, so we get wasted. Every time they get an answer right, I do a shot. Every time they get something wrong, they do a shot. By the end of the hour, we're both like stumbling out of the podcast studio. And it's gonna be fun, yeah.
I need to because I already had a trip to visit Toronto here soon. I need to expedite my trip because
Are you coming here?
I have plans. So
Okay, give me a date.
if you
Please tell me.
I will give you a date because that sounds like my kind of podcast. If you need
Let's go.
I would love to. I would not to force myself onto the podcast, but baby, I would love that. That is right up my alley.
Amazing.
I love that though. I'm really excited for that because speaking of you as kind of the podcast diva of the Drag Race universe in a lot of ways.
Really? No, I
would
your
one
words,
of
not mine. Your words.
one of I would say. I mean, there's a lot of the podcast divas of the Drag Race universe, but you have kind of become one of the emerging divas because of your involvement.
You get around.
You get around, obviously. But with your involvement with our good friends over at Press Conference.
Yeah, so
recently,
what happened with that was like Jesus came to me in a dream and said, he said, you should be helping out those who don't have much in life. And I was like, oh, let me text Neeru and see what she's doing today.
And Neeru and Amanda didn't have much. And so they
Amanda does. I'll give Amanda all the credit. Amanda does all the heavy lifting on that podcast. So Neeru is, but
we know.
We have eyes and we can hear the step coming. But so that's how I got involved. I know Amanda. I have so much respect for Amanda. And Neeru is there. So I love that we get together and talk about Drag Race. And that this is what forces me to watch the seasons. I know a lot of queens are like, I'm not going to watch the show. And I was like, I like watching the show and I like talking about it with people. So this is also what keeps me going because now I have to watch the show because then I get to sit with experts. And I don't know if Neeru is an expert, but experts
like get to sit with experts here.
Sure, yes. I get to sit and discuss because y'all live Drag Race.
Yeah.
It's in your blood. It's in the 5G in your veins, with the vaccine. And just nice with people like that and have have a professional discussion about this as opposed to talking about Drag Race with like 3 twinks at the bar who are like, I love Violet Chachki. And you're like, okay, cool.
Mistress is so good. Yeah. No. I don't need to be having this conversation. Like, I'm good. I'd rather be I'd rather be up at 9 a.m. with an iced coffee talking to you and everyone here about 100%. This than twinks at the bar. I agree with you.
I am curious. You probably didn't see it, but we recorded earlier this year a video with our dream cast for Global All Stars 2, and I happened to pick Bombae for my choice for Canada's Drag Race representation. So I am curious, is there a chance, would you be interested in coming back to our screens, blessing us with your presence again?
I can say I was asked, I can give you an exclusive. I was asked for Canada versus the world. And at that point in my life, which was, I think 2 years ago, maybe a year ago, I wasn't ready to go back just yet. Only because it was a lot. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this just yet. But I would 100% go back for a format like what we're seeing right now on All Stars. It's such a fun format. And Canada takes risks with the game. Like Canada's Drag Race will change up rules. We've had the Golden Beaver. We've had this. We've had, we've all had these fun challenges and stuff. So I know production has something fun cooking. You'll see me maybe. But I would just be so excited to do something like this again now in my life because it's fun.
Because I want to talk about it. Because we talked about it a little bit before we started rolling, but and it was a bit of a joking comment, but I want to say it all in earnest. I do think, sincerely speaking, you are one of the queens that I don't think gets as much praise and recognition for the drag you presented on Drag Race at the point you were at in your career. And I'm going to say it with that caveat because I know you weren't. I know you, and I know we are similar in our artistic process. We're like, at the point you were at in your career, I know you weren't as happy with what you presented on Drag Race as you would have liked to be. But baby, for what you presented on Drag Race at that time, baby, you were sickening at that time, and you are sickening now, and you do not get enough flowers for everything you presented on the show at that time. That latex look that you had, your holy look, like those, like you have looks that I still have like in my like top tier echelon of runway looks for Drag Race all time still. Like I can only imagine you coming back to Drag Race, and like you are one of the queens that I'm like, I need Bombae back, just because like the runway alone, coupled with like you are one of the queens for me that epitomizes pretty but stupid in the best way.
Yes.
Like, and those are the queens that I love the most, because you're gorgeous and like your runway is so beautiful, and then your personality is just so dumb and in the best way. And it's just, those are the queens that I gravitate to the most, and that's why I've always had such an appreciation for you and your drag. And then getting to meet you, I was like, okay, so she is the girl I thought she was. Great.
I would say top 2 look queen for Canada, honestly.
Agreed.
You and Pythia, I would say, are like the pinnacle.
100%.
Yeah. I realized when I was cast, I was like, oh my god, like this is insane. Like when RuPaul calls you, pick up the phone and you put it in your pussy and you're like, let's fucking go, mama. But like I was so excited, and I'm like, if this is the only time I get to be on TV, this is such a dream of mine, because I grew up watching Drag Race like in India, and I'm like, okay, let's fucking go. Let's just spend whatever we can to put on a good showing and have fun with it. Like there were times on while we were shooting where people were like losing their minds. Like it is stressful, but it's stressful while you're on Drag Race. Who gets to say that?
Yeah.
You know, like the cameras were shut and everyone was like sobbing, and we're like, yeah, but we're crying on Drag Race.
But you're on Drag Race.
Yeah. It's like I could be crying at home, but I'm not. I'm crying in front of 7 cameras. Like it's a very weird feeling to have. But yeah. And thank you so much for saying that. I feel very good. I feel very warm.
Good.
And that's just, and that could be a fever, but I hope it's not.
It could be something else. Who knows?
It could be something else.
But no, and like firsthand seeing the representation that you've had, and like that Canada does in general. And again, shocker, us praising Canada's Drag Race, groundbreaking. We love Canada's Drag Race here, but just like Canada has always just been like, Canada is one of my favorite franchises, period. Because
can I ask y'all a question about Canada's Drag Race? What do y'all think about the judging?
Ooh. In general, or
like what do y'all what are your, because the judging for the new season has kind of switched up. Can I spoil?
For 6?
Yeah, for 6, because we don't have what's the real friends of WeHo? What's his name? Brad Goreski anymore.
Right.
He has not
if you do not want spoilers.
Oh shit! Okay, sorry.
Oh no! I want to talk about it. There will be a timestamp if you would like to skip forward to the next part. If you do not want spoilers for Canada's Drag Race season 6, because I think all 3 of us know here. But there will be a timestamp here to skip forward from this conversation. But yeah, all 3 of us know. Because Brad is out. Because Brad is out. Carson is in.
Yes. But what do y'all think about the judging overall? Because I hear because the way queens get information, like we see so much on the internet, on Twitter, on Reddit, all of that, and sometimes we agree, but sometimes we don't agree. But with Canada, it's been kind of mixed. So what do y'all think about the judging?
I think overall things tend to be fair when it comes to the overall judging. I think the biggest qualm that I've always had, and I've always kept it real, whether we've had, PR relationships with Canada's Drag Race or not, they know we keep it real. I think the biggest situation I've always had with Canada is when it comes to winner placements for challenges.
Right.
I think that's always been the biggest situation that I've had, is just that I may not always necessarily agree with the winner, but I will normally agree with who's in the top, and usually with who's in the bottom, just because with a lot of times with Canada, it's fairly cut and dry. And that kind of just becomes where people land and how people do in the challenges. Like, unfortunately, we love Terra Nova here, but in that improv challenge, baby, there was no way around Terra being in the bottom. And we love Terra. Love you, Terra. But there was, like, in those kinds of challenges, there's no way around that. But then when you look at something like the Lipsync Slay-Off in the literal next episode, it's where it gets a little bit good. And again, Tiffany and Co is one of my absolute dear darling friends. Should she have gone home that episode? I don't think so.
No.
I don't know who should have gone home that episode. I don't think anyone should have gone home that episode,
Right.
frankly. I think it should have been a cash prize kind of episode to celebrate all of them. I think that's how they should have done this layoff period. I think it should have just been a celebration of everyone. And I also think Sangina should have won the episode, but that's beyond me. I love Sangina. So, but I think overall, if I'm looking at all 5 seasons, I think judging has been pretty fair, with the occasional to frequent, I would have given that win to somebody else.
Right. The tops are usually placed, and then you're like, who wins this?
And as far as season winners, I will not divulge further than this statement. I agree with 4 of them.
Oh, fair.
Interesting. Yeah, I for the most part think that Canada's judging is fair, but you can always kind of tell who the favorites are. Luckily for me, like the favorites of production are usually my favorites as well, so I don't complain about it too much when somebody's saved when they probably should have been in the bottom, and praise for having a great design look when it's really not that great.
Right.
Not going to say any names, but I do think that they have had a difficulty finding the best possible panel mix for judging. It's always Brooklyn and then the sidekicks for me. So I would really like to see the judging panel really be able to go toe to toe with Brooklyn and it feel like a real conversation and not just kind of subservient judges just sitting with her.
And as much as I don't particularly love Carson Kressley as a judge, I am certainly intrigued to see him as an addition here. Because I think, to your point, David, I think he is actually going to bring that little bit of stability that the judging panel will need. Because I do kind of agree with you. Because I think the best judges that they've had are, if I was building my ideal judging panel, it would be Brooke, Stacy, Tracy, and Amanda.
Ooh. That would
Get
be
rid
fun.
of the fags. I don't need any fags. I need Brooke as the fag. And
As Tyra Banks once said, get the fag off my screen. I'm not watching that.
Exactly.
See, I'd only take 2 of those people.
Oh, you don't like Tracy that much.
She's fine. So is Amanda. Amanda's fine.
I like
Stacey.
Tracy. I like Tracy because I like having someone from the media side of things, and so I like having the fashion person, the acting person, and the media person, and so I like having that combination of people. And frankly, I'd rather have Tracy fill that spot than someone like Brad, because I think Tracy's a better judge than Brad. But KaMorian, what do you think about it?
I pretty much agree. Overall, I think it's fair judging. It's just certain small things kind of I don't find that it's kind of confusing why they went that way, but overall I think fair judging. When it comes to the winners, I mean, I think they're all good winners. I have my faves I wanted to win. That's just what it is. So I wanted Fierce to win season 3 personally, but Giselle is a good winner. I was team Aurora at first, but I had a for Venus that she won. I love Venus now. Me and her are good Judy's now. So yeah. Pretty much, and then Bruggo winning, it made sense. I was team Michaela, that's my girl, so I'm not mad at it. It's fair. Just little things, kind of
Go check out our episode recap earlier this season with Michaela Couture, available on the channel right now, and several other Canada season 5 girlies, because they're our girls. We love Canada season 5 dearly. I'll
also add the person I've wanted to win in the finale of Canada, just the proper seasons. Out of 5 of them. They've only won once for me.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. If we're including Versus the World, my track record as far as winner is 6 for 7.
Oh, then I'd be
I
2.
love both. I love both winners of Versus the World. I mean, I love Raja. I would have I would have preferred Victoria Scone. Let's be real. I love Victoria fiercely, but
And Silky did really well that season too.
and Silky did
That was
so good.
Like the finale, Raja was the Silky lip sync in the red versus purple.
Oh, it
That was
so good. It made most of our lists for top lip sync of that year too.
yeah. That was Pokemon Scarlet versus Pokemon Violet.
And this is why you're my girl. I love you for that. But to speak on that too, like I like firsthand, my roommate who Bombae got to meet before this recording. Thank you for that again. But his first season watching Drag Race was Canada season 1. And so seeing Priyanka win, and then so it was the trio of seeing Priyanka win, and then seeing Rani Kohinoor on Queen of the Universe, and then seeing you. That's when he locked in on Drag Race, and he was like, "Nope, I'm in." So it was just like it's one of those, and that's why I love Canada specifically, because the representation has just always been so good.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's all the things. It's all the things.
They're very good. Casting here is very good about like all of them. Like they're so good and so meticulous about getting enough people who bring different stories. Like even amongst like the Caucasian people, there are different stories that they bring, and you're like, oh my god, holy shit, I can't believe this is happening to you. You know, they do cast for story, which is great, because we're not just drag queens, we're human beings who do drag
100%,
and we bring our baggage with us. So they're very good about that.
Because I even think of like your season where there were 5 Toronto girls, but each one of you, like, yes, you're all from Toronto, but each one of you, like, there were 8 different countries represented.
Yeah, between all of
your
us.
between your heritage, between the 5 of you, and it was like, yes, absolutely, I love, like, and that's why Canada will stay one of my favorite franchises of all time. Period.
I love that you all bring your luggage and your baggage.
Exactly.
Period. That's such a cute way to think about that too. Like, and it's all just, and Canada is such that country where it's like we're going to represent as much as we can when it comes to global representation, individual representation, individuality, charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. Period. And that's why Canada stays
that bitch.
But let's talk about All Stars. Bombae, what are you thinking of this season? What are you thinking of this format? We kind of heard your thoughts on the format already a little bit, but what are you thinking of this season?
I love the season. I think this is such a good format. It's whichever producer thought of it deserves to get their ass eaten right now. It was a great episode. It's a great format. I've had different ideas of the brackets. Like bracket 1, I felt so good. Bracket 2, the episode would end and I'd get so angry. And then I have to take a moment. I'm like, why am I so angry about this stupid show? And bracket 3 has kind of renewed it's kind of it made me feel warm and good again, because like Cynthia Lee Fontaine was on TV, but then seeing how Denali was, I was like, oh my god, I'm so sad again. But this format sticks. They should just stick with it. It is great. Don't fuck it up. They have something good.
Well, they're doing it next season, so you're in luck.
Perfect. Like I know Drag Race France, the France All Stars is also happening, and it's the older format. Yeah. But any other new franchises, think of something like this where the stakes are not that high, so the queens want to do it. Yeah. And then once they qualify, then the stakes go back to being high. So you get your time to shine, and then you can shine. What are you saying? What, Logan? Did you?
I was gonna say, versus the world with this format. It would have to be condensed, so it would have to be like maybe 2 brackets.
You know what would be really good? If they did versus the world in every country. Like France did 1 bracket, Canada did 1 bracket, Brazil did 1 bracket, and then the top 3 from each of them go into the final lock-in.
Or like regional. It would have to. I would probably have to be more regional. So you do like the countries that all like speak the same languages, or like something like that. Yeah. No, I kind of live for that. If they turned global into that, maybe. I don't hate that, to be honest.
Right? Because then you get to see the flavor of each region, and you see them compete, and the judges, and all those judges, like Brooklyn judging the Canadian one, Nikki judging the French one. And so the queens, the judges want to send their best to RuPaul.
Yeah.
That would be actually good.
But make it a competition where it's like, okay, girls, like, we're not just gonna pick you. You need to show us why you are going to be the global rep. I love that. Okay.
And then in the finale, it could be, I don't know but Ru, judging panel, Brooke, Nikki,
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
I like that.
Like, I think that would be so fierce. I love that. Maybe, okay, I feel like now we need to do a fan casting for this and have you come back to do it with us.
Let's go.
Period.
Let's go.
Period. That's how we get you back on the channel. Period.
But yes, I love this season. I love All Stars 10. What a good... It's a good format. The queens are great. We get to see some fan favorites. We get to see people redeem themselves, like Acid Betty. And in what a lovely way, where they're not scared of getting eliminated. They're not scared that, we spent $50,000 on this and I won't get to show any of it. You know? So the queens come in more, they're at ease. They're like, I'm an all-star already. I don't have to like go through the gauntlet, you know, and that
my booking
shows.
fee has already increased and I only have to be here for 3 episodes right now. I'm gonna play the game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And even the point system, this whole like giving, like, first of all, when RuPaul was talking about it, I'm not doing math in my head. I'm like, Diva, break it down. I don't know what's happening. But then seeing how Mistress and George is kind of with it, like they didn't bend the rule. They played within the game the way the game was meant to be played. Like, holy shit, this is how you can do things. So that was also fun to see. It adds a more survivor kind of aspect to this game. Which as messy gay people we want, like, bring the TV, like, it's great TV. So
yeah,
being manipulative is also a talent. And it's not maybe a talent that we like to see or we reward, but it is a talent.
100%. I mean, we've got Big Brother here starting in the US next week on the same day as Brazil and France. So like,
good luck.
As gay people here at the Cup, we're going to be panicking and also thrilled. Like that is our Christmas in July next Thursday, and we're all going to be dying afterwards. But it'll be so fun. But
do you have a favorite look from the first 9 episodes?
Do I have a favorite look? I mean, oh my God, Bosco. I love Bosco's lip sync outfit. The one where she just had this flurry thing and it just fell off. I sent that to my designer. I was like, 1 in every color, please. Thank you. Please, thank you. What a good... Yeah, other than that, like, Bosco has been doing it for me. Carrie Colby's Venus Flytrap.
Yes.
My
Flower
favorite
of
of the
Venus,
season.
Birth of Venus Flytrap. What an idea.
Carrie.
I mean, she believes the earth is flat, but when it comes to fashion, she's got her ideas right.
Yeah.
So, those are 2 that stand out. I was expecting more from Acid Betty, but we didn't see that. I didn't. Yeah. I wasn't like, whoa, you know. But yeah, those are fashion moments that I like from the first 3 brackets so far.
And of the 9 people we have so far, who would you like to see take that wildcard spot in the finale?
Oh, okay. Oh my God. From bracket 1, who didn't get through on bracket 1?
It was Deja, Olivia, and Phoenix.
Phoenix. Yeah.
No, I'm okay with any of those 3 not coming back.
Wow.
Yeah, bracket 2, Tina Burner.
Wake it up.
What a like. I think I had to go see her song. Have you seen Turn? You know what Turn It and Burn It is, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
What an iconic flop. Love that. And she came back and she wowed us. Poor thing. I would love to see Tina Burner from bracket 2 and Denali from bracket 3. It was heartbreaking.
Period.
To see her just stand on that stage and you could like, fuck. Like sometimes you can just see someone break through the camera and you're like, this person isn't acting. They're not putting on a show of being heartbroken. It's just defeat. In like her body language. I'm like, bring her back. So it would be Tina Burner or Denali. Fire and Ice. Make them fight for it. But yeah.
I would love that. I'd love that so much. And Tina's so good live too. It's stupid.
Yeah.
She was here for Pride Month and it was incredible. Like I loved every bit of it. But let's get into this gorgeous, lovely episode we've got going on. All the queens re-enter on the main stage in re-entrance looks. Sure. Great.
This is now RuPaul's Ozempic drag race for skinnies only.
Can we wake it up for a second? Because, okay, so for people that aren't aware, because people were very confused here, there were 3 months between the filming, between bracket 3 ending and the semifinals being filmed.
Yeah.
I don't
Is
know
that
if
all?
people know. Yeah, it was only 3 months. So they finished filming bracket 3 in November of last year. And then they filmed
Feb?
they filmed the semifinals in March, I believe.
Okay.
It was like end of March, early April. Also, at the same time they were filming the finale and the Lollapalooza.
The Lollapalooza.
But Lydia was pretty much
so that butthole was getting used, and thrown around everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, they literally had to schedule everything because butthole was literally in everything.
Wow. Did not know
so
that.
Butthole was literally in the filming for everything at this point. So they had to, and because she made the semifinals, they literally had to schedule everything around it. So she basically, from what it sounds like, and I'm really excited to hear from her after the season airs, she basically lived in LA for like a solid month and a half filming things between 17 and All Stars.
That would be insane. What a schedule. I want to see the breakdown.
I would love nothing more than to see the logistics and the scheduling breakdown of what Butthole had to go through to get prepared for all of these things. Because like she's competing on All Stars at the same time that she has to learn the Lollapalooza lip sync songs for season 17, at the same time that she's trying to prepare a new Snatch Game character and a talent show performance for All Stars, because she could still win All Stars and the lip sync Lollapalooza for season 17 at the same time. What fucking madness. Like, what?
Oh my god, the mental gymnastics you have to do. The physical gymnastics you have to do.
The single wildest drag race run of anyone. No one is ever going to be able to have a crazier drag race run than Lydia Butthole Collins. Like, I genuinely don't think anyone is ever going to have a crazier run than Lydia
never.
At this point.
She was locked in that basement at World of Wonder, and they said, "Dance, monkey, dance."
At this point, if they don't have her and Corey do the reboot, for as payment for Lydia for the amount that they're using her at this point, they're disrespectful to those two at this point. But what did we think of these re-entrance looks? Let's give 3 favorites each from the re-entrance looks.
Sure. Do you want me to pull it up?
I have the visuals, so we can run through the visual real quick to get a reminder of them.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, and David's not here because David.
Oh, that was sexy though.
That's Snatch Game. But we have Irene. We have Bosco. Aja. Georges. Lydia Butthole Collins. Mistress Isabel Brooks. Ginge Minge. Good old Ginge Minge. Diabetica. And Coco.
Okay, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna pick one for each bracket. So, my favorite from the bracket 1, I'm gonna say Bosco. 2 would be Georges, and then 3 would be Diabetic.
I'll go next. Exactly what KaMorian said.
Oh, okay.
Some of the what Ginger was wearing was something you'd wear to like drag brunch, which is fine for a re-entrance, but like this is All Stars, and like also she's like if she's lost all this weight and she had to get outfits remade, might as well go all the way. Like come in, like Ginger in a fucking corset would kill just to see it.
But is this not the best entrance look Ginger Minge has ever had?
That well. We take what we get. The crumbs that are left, we will take them.
Exactly.
What about you, Logan and David?
I'll just say I think bracket number 1 kind of dominated. I thought Irene, Bosco, and Aja all looked great.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people looked really, really good here. I think my 3 favorites would be Irene. I want to shout out as well the way Jan is subtly shouting out how everyone is copying everything she did. Because the moment Irene walked out on that main stage, I said, that's literally Jan's promo from All Star 6.
Yeah.
I'm like, baby, that's Jan. And I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know who made that, but I would not be surprised if that was Bunny B Fly.
It was her. That's her. That's her.
Period. Come on, Bunny.
No,
that's Bunny.
That's like a popular thing. Everyone wants to get like a popular.
Come
on,
Bunny.
It's just very popular.
Get that money, Bunny. I love. Shout out to Bunny B Fly.
Bunny said, "I'm gonna take this out of the Jan box, put it into the Irene box,
literally
clean it up a little.
Like it's same color palette and everything, which I live for. But I'm gonna say Irene, Aja, because I just absolutely loved this from Aja. And I'm actually gonna say this is unique and different for me. I'm gonna say Mistress. I loved what Mistress was wearing in this.
It was cute. Yeah, it was beautiful. I like it.
It was cute. I really liked this from Mistress. With honorable mention to Miss Diabetica, because I loved this from Diabetica. So,
Diabetti knows her brand. Like she sticks to her brand. All like everything she wears is like, of course.
It's so stamped now, and that's what I've loved to see the most for her coming back on this season. Is like she had her brand on 14. She's really got her brand now, and I'm loving to see it. I'm loving to see it. But yes, all the queens are back on the main stage. We did get our Ru and Michelle announcer intro, which I love to see, featuring Ross Matthews just saying sports, and I was bored.
Again, making me homophobic. I saw that. And
yeah, me too.
Please, Ross Matthews, please stop.
We can be done. We can be done. I know Project Runway just stole La Roche, but can we get him as a permanent judge instead of Ross, please?
Just don't need that. We don't need Ross.
I'm bored. Anyway, but we find out from Ru and Michelle that our Maxi Challenge this week, we're diving right in. It's Snatch Game. Snatch Game. I love it. I love every bit of it. And yeah, we go right into the workroom, and the antics are starting immediately.
Oh my! Like, didn't even wait. Did not even wait. Like, it would go bam right into it, Mistress. Like that was I feel like you can talk shit, but you need to walk the walk as well.
And she doesn't.
And she, at least on this season, we haven't seen that. Like, I completely understand being a menace in the workroom. I was in the workroom with Fierce Delicious. So you can see it happen, and you're like, oh, this is a moment. Either you play into it, or you don't. You make that choice as a cast member, like, oh, something's happening. I'm gonna play it. Like, you should play into it because it's TV. They'll cut it out. It's always good to give them more material to work with. And you play into it. But then when it comes to the actual challenge, if you're just going to flop or not do well, and also Mistress had the lowest points to make the queens who made it this bracket. So she's not coming in.
Wake it up.
Right.
Wake it up.
Well.
They should have just given that as their nickname. Just call her 4.5 the whole time.
Right?
Okay, 4.5.
4.5, because it felt like you're not coming into this competition having defeated the best of the best. You had the lowest ranking in your bracket, like overall. So where is this coming from? And then to have performed that well in Snatch Game, or to have performed that way in Snatch Game, I want to see what happens next week. Like, does the attitude shift? Does Hasselworld?
No. We saw the preview. No.
Like there is delusion. There's like as drag queens, as drag performers, you have to have a certain sense of delusion to think you're the best. But you can think you're the best without thinking other people are the worst. There we go. So it did get to me where she was like, "Oh, say this, do that, do that." Like, "Oh, everyone thinks you're this, you're that." I'm like, oh, like I felt like what Ginger was doing, but Ginger was like, "Shut the fuck up! Like, just let me do my job." You know,
literally, I'm here to do a job. Let me do the job. And it's like, unfortunately, I think the absolute removal of the QVC points really put Mistress at a bit of an advantage here, because with all the points going away, she was like, well, nothing I did in the bracket matters now. I'm on just as clean of a slate as Ginger. And unfortunately, that boosted her delusion and her ego a bit higher than she needed it to, because I think if they had come in and points mattered, then I think, like you said, Bomb, she had the lowest score of anyone coming into this bracket. So if points had mattered in that way, I think she may not have been as confident. She wouldn't have shown it, but I don't think she would have had, as much confidence going in.
Yeah, she's going after the one with the most points.
Because of course she is.
Do you know how messed you have to be when Aja is the voice of reason telling you to humble yourself?
When Aja is the voice of reason.
Because I mentioned as well, but she's telling you.
Like, I mean, I'm glad we get to see this part of Aja that's more mature, like now as a mentor. Because she's been through this so many times. She's received the hate from the fans and then love from the fans, and so when Aja's telling you, Aja, the queen of delusion, tells you that maybe you need to humble yourself, Mama, the way I would just fold in that chair, be like, oh, what am I doing?
But you also have to remember, Mistress is a child still, so she's not listening. Her frontal lobe is not fully developed. And therefore, she doesn't listen to reason. But also, can we also acknowledge Aja's back on our TV, and that just makes me happy.
I'll tell you all, I was so confident this whole time I was watching the episode. I was like, I know exactly what's happening this episode. I would have bet money on it. I was like, okay, Aja and Mistress are going to be the bottom two. Aja is sending Mistress home. I was
I would have so loved that storyline. I would have loved every single bit of that storyline. But no, that's not what happened. So we're going through our Snatch Game options. No one really changes who they're doing. Like, there's no changing, but everyone's just kind of talking about who they're doing. And in all of this, I was like, oh, so I'm finally going to get so many Snatch Game characters that I have always wanted.
Who was on your list?
I got 4 of them in this Snatch Game alone.
Jaja?
Who were they?
I got Jaja. I got Pete Burns. I got Jane Lynch. And I got Reba.
Wow.
And I could not be happier. Like, I was like, okay, these all-stars are bringing me who I want and who I've been dying to see. The number one
for you, Logan.
This is for me. This is for me. So thank you. Thank you, Irene. Thank you, Daya. Thank you, Ginger. And who was the other one? Not me forgetting.
Lydia
was...
thank you, Butthole. Not me forgetting about the Butthole. Thank you, Butthole. But I was like, this Snatch Game is made for me at this point. I'm like, yes. Everyone, all of these choices, though, I was like, okay, everyone makes sense. Everyone, most of these, make sense. And then Cynthia says she's doing Dracula.
No, when she first said it, I was not gonna lie, I was cackling so hard at 3:00 in the morning. It was hilarious. I'm very excited that she's gonna do this because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I think just like with Sofia Vergara, I just think it just didn't go. It was a disaster.
She was Sofia Vergara.
Yeah,
she went home as Sofia Vergara.
But I was like, I'm gonna just give her the benefit of that. I feel like I think for me, she just has been like, I think record 3. I think she has been doing so well. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give you the benefit of that. I think maybe you might actually do a little bit better this time around. And you know, you try. Well,
She was better than Sofia Vergara.
We'll talk about it. She was better than Sofia Vergara. I love that in this moment, Bosco, Lydia, and Irene have decided to put a hex on Ginger.
I will too.
I thought this moment was cute. And then Mistress ruined it. Yeah. I thought this moment was playful and innocent and cute. And then Mistress ruined it.
I can't, which is so mess. I just can't. I'm just so mad that I'm doing that to work.
I think like when you're an ensemble, when you're on an ensemble cast, you have to give people the space to do their thing. Like, not every moment has to revolve around you. And I felt like she was encroaching. Like they're having this cute, playful, oh, we're gonna jinx Ginger, and then she comes around, she's like, oh, they're casting this and that, and I agree. It just left a bad taste. Like, let these 3 people have fun without making it something insidious.
It's giving desperation to me. It feels desperate. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It feels like you're not confident in what you've brought back to Drag Race in the semifinals. And so in this case, like, usually what we've seen from Mistress is that she goes after the person that seemingly is like one of the more weaker people, or who she perceives to be the weaker person. This is a bit of a more interesting situation. And I'm looking at it from like the manipulation and the social strategic side here, because that's also where, I love Big Brother and Survivor, so I love social strategic gameplay. And that's how I look at Mistress in this season here. It's interesting, the switch up here, where now she's going after Ginger, the strongest person in the bracket. Because these girls obviously knew who was going to be here and how many points each person had. They all talked, obviously. So it's interesting to see Mistress try to go after Ginger here, instead of going after one of the more weaker competitors. It's an interesting shakeup, and that just tells me Mistress is not confident in what she's brought back to Drag Race in the semifinals. Yeah. And as we saw, it shows in this episode.
I think it actually felt a lot more natural in the pink bracket when she was doing all her shenanigans. It just felt like off the cuff and just her being her. This time it felt like, oh, the producers really validated what I did. They probably told me, great job. So it feels a little bit self-produced this time. And I want it to feel organic if you're going to be shady. I don't want to feel like you've been sitting on this plan for 3 months. So I guess that was my issue with it.
Yeah. It's like, girl, okay.
Also, the way these things are shot, like, because the Queens, it's a full workroom. Everyone's in their own corner doing something. I can bet you a producer was like, Mistress, something's happening there. Yeah, because producers will do that. They will tell you something's happening. And so the producer was like, hey, what's happening there, Mistress? You want to go check it out? And then she just,
better yet, Bomb, Mistress probably went to her producer herself and said, hey, you want me to go over there? Like, it would not surprise me whether she went to her producer or she just did it herself, because like you said, David, she's self-producing and it feels inorganic. And if you're going to be a shady bitch on Drag Race, I want it to feel organic. And this feels anything but organic.
Right. I agree. It feels very calculated. Like shade is best when it just comes off the cuff. Yeah. When you're messing with friends and someone's like, oh my God, y'all are messy, and you say something, and that's the best kind of shade because it just comes like that. But when you're just sitting there with a notebook saying, oh, I'm going to go in and do this, it's like, oh God, Diva, let it go.
Like you can't come into Drag Race with a shade strategy. That doesn't work. It's like they've pre-gamed the semifinals. Mm-hmm. And in that way, it feels, David, it feels like or David and KaMorian will get this. It feels like Big Brother All Stars 2.
I even think the Snatch Game felt pre-gamed, and we'll get into it.
We'll talk about it. It definitely did. It was absolutely pre-gamed. 100% between two specific people.
I just know.
Oh,
We'll talk about it.
I just know
sorry,
personally.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just know personally. Had actually know they would have kept the points. I know Miss would have been trying to scheme as hard as she could to make sure that Ginger would not be getting any more points. Like I feel she would have been did something. Like I know, like if points would have still been, maybe I know Miss would have been over game playing for sure. Just no, it would have been like sabotage. That would have been her mindset: sabotage and just start shit, start chaos.
Where's Fierce Delicious when you need her?
Oh my god.
Where's Fierce Delicious for this format? Let's be real.
For the brackets, yeah.
I would love that. I would love that. That would be so fun. So we get the Ru walkthrough. None of them are like super, super groundbreaking, but I do want to talk about something that irked me. Ru, why are we only celebrating weight loss? Why aren't we celebrating these girls when they're the big girls? Why are we only celebrating these girls when they've lost weight?
Also, when we had when we had Deja on the earlier bracket talk about how it almost killed her. And the risks of these surgeries. Like it feels like the queens come back and the most important thing Ru can point out is, oh my god, you're so skinny now. And let's talk about it. And sure, everyone, like they go on their journey, but there's also so much more. What about there's so much more to talk about than just, because it sends such a weird message to people watching this show. Like hopefully most of the fans watching the show have the nuance to be like, okay, this is their body, they can do what they want to. It really should not affect how
they don't. They don't.
It feels like they're. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It felt gross. As a bigger person, it felt disgusting to me. I'm going to be real honest, especially coming from a franchise that has not crowned a bigger queen.
And this makes it
felt
weird.
It was the weirdest conversation I have seen on Drag Race in a very long time. Especially, and to your point, I forgot about the conversation with Deja from the first bracket, but you're so right. Like, especially with that conversation, it was to Ginger and to Mistress.
Yeah.
And like, now love it for them. Love it for them. Love their journeys. I don't want to take anything away from Mistress or Ginger's journeys because I don't know their journeys. I don't know what's going on with them. If that's what's best for their health and I loved hearing Mistress's story. And getting that bit of vulnerability from Mistress, it endeared me to Mistress a little bit. And Mistress has been anything but my favorite person on this season.
Yeah.
I've made it very clear. But that one moment from Mistress, I was like, I can relate to that personally because I am on a weight loss journey currently, but I'm still a big boy. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone is perfect at the weight that they're at. What I have an issue with here is we're taking these stories from Mistress and Ginger, and perpetuating them as if this is the best thing ever. And it is the most positive thing ever. Oh my God, you've lost weight. That's incredible. Baby, they were great fucking entertainers the last 4,000 times y'all saw them. What makes this so different, RuPaul?
Yeah.
Why can't we praise them just as much before? And why are we praising them in this way so vehemently now? And why was it such a strong response from RuPaul? That's what I had the biggest issue with, personally.
Can I give a different perspective?
I would love a different perspective.
I hear what you all are saying for sure. But when somebody comes in with such a drastic body change that is clearly deliberate, they clearly have a goal that they are striving for.
True.
I don't think there's anything wrong with celebrating that somebody is reaching their personal goal for themselves.
Yes.
Like I had my roommate, when I first met him 10 years ago, he was a twink ass guy, but he didn't like it. He wanted to be big. And he worked hard to put on a lot of weight. He put on like 200 pounds. He's a very big guy now. He loves that. I love that for him. I celebrated for him. So I think it's really about if you're becoming the person you want to see in the mirror, if you're reaching that goal, great for you. Great for you. But I see how it kind of looks bad because it's also in line with the conventional like Western beauty standards. So that looks really bad. But also great for them.
Oh, 100%. I want to praise Mistress and praise Ginger for their journeys, obviously, because if this is what's best for them and their bodies and their careers, love it. And to be fair, they both look great now. Like, they both look wonderful. I'm happy for both of them. They both looked great before. They look great now. If this is what's best for their drag and their careers and themselves, point blank, love it for them. I don't have an issue with anything they said or they did or what they're doing because it ain't my body, it ain't my journey, period. What I have the biggest issue with is the way that RuPaul is responding to it. He could have said, oh my God, you've lost so much weight. Congratulations. How has that journey been? And instead, over the course of the Deja conversation from the first bracket, where it basically felt ambivalent, I'm going to say that. Like, it didn't feel like he gave a fuck about Deja's journey, to be honest with you. Then coupling that with this over-exaggeration of praise for both Mistress and Ginger in their journeys, the math ain't mathin'.
Well, Deja also had regrets. Deja made it very 100%. Clear. I regret this.
Of course. Of course. But the way that RuPaul responded to that situation did not line up for me to the way that he's responding to these situations with both Mistress and Ginger. Like, I just want the reactions to all be the same as a skinny person. That's what I want to see. Like, I want everyone's journeys to be highlighted and celebrated and promoted in the same way as fat people, but I don't, like, it felt weird in this situation for me. Now, there may have been editing stuff, whatever. What we were shown on the show just felt weird. And that's just, I see your points, David. I absolutely do. I want nothing but praise for Mistress and Ginger on their journeys. Ru is the one I had the issue with because it just felt weird. But I see your points for sure. So, and that's all I really had from the Ru walkthrough. I don't know if anyone else had anything specifically. Because I was too overwhelmed by the fat conversations to pay attention to anything else.
Oh, okay.
I had hopes when I saw the walkthrough happen with Cynthia. I was like, okay, I'm ready. My butthole is clenched.
I had hopes.
Yeah, I hope too.
Yeah. Did you?
Even the birds agree. The birds
are agreeing too. The birds are cuckoo fans.
I am in Kentucky right now. There are birds everywhere, I guess.
Oh no, we love it. It adds to the ambiance of the podcast.
There we go.
Yeah.
I did
it's
like
now a nature documentary.
Right. No, I liked Irene's conversation with RuPaul because Irene was one of the only people we saw that had two choices. She was also considering doing Martha Stewart. She's like,
another person I've been waiting to see on Snatch Game. Thank you, Irene.
She said, I went with the one I thought you would like better. Am I right? And Ru's like, yes. So I'm like, Irene is so smart. And I just love to see how well she's doing. She might have been robbed of a top spot this week, but we'll get into it.
Okay. We'll talk. I think that's the perfect segue to talk about not the looks, but Snatch Game.
Yay.
Snatch Game. Let's run through our contestants here really quick, and then we can talk about our thoughts on them as a whole. So going top to bottom, left to right, in the hot seat, we have Bosco as Kenny Kerr, as Joan Rivers, and then as Cher. We have Georges as Pitbull, Diabetti as Jane Lynch, Cynthia Lee Fontaine as Dracula, Irene as Zsa Zsa Gabor, Aja as Cookie Tookie, Lydia as Pete Burns, Ginger as Reba, and Mistress allegedly as Natalie Nunn. I have I did rank everything prior to the podcast in typical David Healy fashion. That's just the way David does it, and I've adapted to it because I kind of like the way to do that. He does it as well. I don't know if either of you, Bomb or KaMorian, have rankings for everyone, but if you do,
It's okay if you
feel
don't.
free to. It's okay.
I'm not as organized as
No.
you, David.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But Bomb, let's start with you. What did you think of Snatch Game overall?
I thought it was a good Snatch Game. There were moments where you could actually see a professional do their fucking job, which was great. Like, I think one observation I made is like they didn't show Ginger as much, but she had such good reactions. She was like, her back and forth was great. So I feel like that really showed how quick she was at this game. Like at Snatch Game, you do come with some preparation. Like there was physical comedy, there was prop comedy, you come with your own jokes, but then how that evolves with the host who's Ru really shows you how good you are. So there were definitely some standouts. I thought Diabetes Jane Lynch was so fucking good. Like the mannerisms, maybe the jokes weren't there. She did have something where she was like, "I'm looking for a pussy," which was funny. I thought Cuckoo, we were laughing with Cuckoo. At some point, we started laughing at her. I don't know when that switch happened. I thought Natalie Nunn was so one note. I was really like, "Oh, okay, you're a mean, you're a baddie," but what is the joke? You know, it felt like Eureka's Honey Boo Boo. Where the joke was, I'm a baby, and yeah, I'm like a whiny baby.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, but because there were levels to it, right?
But Eureka's was good, Mistress was not. But I see,
No.
yeah, because it's like
Yeah.
it's that one note character where like but Natalie Nunn has so many things to pull from. I'll talk about it more when I get to my part.
I felt like Aja kind of was in the middle. Aja was safe. I thought Lydia was great, especially when she used Rue's lyric, you know, put a nut in your butt or put your finger in your butt or whatever. That I was like, wait, was that a real song? No, it was a Rue song. So that got me laughing as well. Yeah, I didn't like Bosco changing her outfit, her persona so many times. I think she tried and she was like, oh, let me turn the wig around. That was great for the first one. And then she turned into Cher and it lost. Like Bob's done this before where both characters were equally unhinged. She went from Carol Uzo Aduba to Carol Channing, and both were equally unhinged. You know, whereas Bosco, I feel like switched characters and they were like still kind of mid, so it didn't really make sense. I thought Georges as Pitbull was insane. I love Georges as Pitbull. I was watching this, I'm like, oh my god, if only I had done Aziz Ansari like this. My god. Right?
I wish you had.
I wish I had. So I love watching a queen do something. I'm like, oh, I wish I did this. So Georges for me was definitely a good one. Irene, I don't know who Zaza is. So
she's an old Hollywood actress. So she was known for like because she's
Green Acres.
Yeah, Great Acres.
Green.
She's known for Green Acres. Sorry. She's known for like some of the more classic movies. But because she was Hungarian, she had just a very thick accent. So all of her words were very imbued with this thick Eastern European accent.
Got it.
That I will say Irene nailed. Like
cool. I agree with the tops of the Snatch Game. I don't necessarily think Cynthia should have been in the bottom. Sue me. But those are my thoughts on this Snatch Game.
Yeah, I think for me, Snatch Game, I think it was fine. It wasn't like as like memorable as I wanted it to be, but I will say, started with Mistress. I'm not gonna lie, when she said she was not enough, like a lie. I was kind of ecstatic. I was like, Natalie Nunn, because I grew up watching Bad Girls Club. Well, my mom made me watch it, so it was forced to watch TV. So I know,
I get no sleep because of y'all. Y'all not getting no sleep because of me.
Like I have seen Natalie evolve on my TV screen where she maybe like when young Natalie, maybe that was reckless. She was so reckless and messy, but now she's in her baddie, CEO phase now. So I was like say like it was very one note. I was kind of like, there was more to Natalie than being like, the baddest. Like personally, if she would have went like I run LA, I get more like young Natalie. She was it could have been more. It was like there was more to her just being one note, in my opinion, personally. For what they show Ginger, I mean, she was pretty much, it was funny. I laughed. She pretty much, it was good. I mean, what can we expect? She was gonna be good consistently. I think Leah did fine for me. I think the RuPaul lyric made me laugh. I didn't know Aja's character, so I think she did pretty much fine. I think Ari was also funny. Like I don't know, pretty much I'm not gonna lie, I don't not know half of these bitches. No shade these characters. No shade. I do not know half
This
of them.
was my Snatch Game and
It
my
was not-
Snatch Game alone because I
Right.
knew everyone here.
But I think I really did like fine as well. I would say on Cynthia, like when it came to the intro, now she made me actually laugh at the intro. I was like, you know what, we're kind of getting, a good. You started good, and then I'm not gonna lie, as soon as she started, kind of like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like she started off so good, but like I think this kind of started getting in her head a bit. And so when it came to like the jokes landed, it was kind of like I don't know. It just not make any sense. And RuPaul was like laughing at her. I was like, oh lord, because it's bad. And then I think Daya. I think she had the character of Jameless down to a T. Like I like to a T. It's just for me personally. I don't think the jokes didn't land as what I wanted to be. With George's, oh my god, Pitbull took me out. Oh my god, I haven't like oh my god, like literally where like George is trying to be a straight man, just trying to be straight. It
This
just
straight man arc for Georges.
George
I mean,
is crazy.
she did say her twink death was approaching. I didn't
Yeah,
realize it was just going to be into straight man.
right.
But I'm here for it.
Also, I agree with my May when it came to Bosco. Like the first, I think her as Joan Rivers as her own central character was actually it was good. It was fun. I just think when it came to Cher, cause also no shade with I think when she was trying to be Cher, you tell Marco lie. She almost lost character because she was gonna laugh. I think
Yeah.
she was like her own self. So she was like, well, because she was trying to stay at Cher, but it was weren't working. She was gonna lose it. So yeah, that's pretty much it was. I think it was a fine Snatch Game.
Yeah, I kind of have three different tiers. Like my first tier is 4 people because I had 4 people that actually made me laugh throughout. Then I have like the middle tier 5 through 7, which is 3 people that I thought were fine. They were good. They were interchangeable. And then I have a pretty clear bottom 2. And
I have the exact same breakdown in my ranking, and I wonder if we have the same people in those 3. I know they're not in the same order.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't know because be in the same.
I think I have some pretty hot takes. So
I also think I have some pretty hot takes. I'm really intrigued to see.
Let's hear them. Bring it.
Yeah.
So my number 9 was Mistress. I thought so. Actually, I'll just get out of the way. 9 was Mistress. 8 was Aja for me. I think they were both kind of characters that you have to know them to appreciate them, and if you can't do more that can appeal to people who don't know these characters, because I don't. I've seen Natalie Nunn just because of her chin. I know nothing about her. But it just felt like they were spitting out like generic like TikTok lingo and not really taking it anywhere. I'm like, okay, I don't know anything about these characters other than what they look like, I guess. So they easily could have been the bottom 2 for me. I thought they were going to be the bottom 2, as I talked about earlier in the episode. And I think it would have been a really good lip sync to see that. Sorry, there are dogs excited.
Your dog disagrees. Your dog is dragging David.
Not that.
Okay. I'm gonna just power through this. So my middle grouping, honestly, these could be ranked in any sort of order for me. Bosco, Georges, and Lydia. I thought they were all varying levels of fine. Lydia, it almost felt like she was going for like what Alaska did in season 2 of All Stars. It felt very similar, except with like a frock destroyer lens on it. And then Georges and Mistress were so codependent in this Snatch Game. It was unappealing to me. Just you could tell they had pre-planned banter, and it didn't work. It like I wanted to feel natural, and it didn't feel natural. Georges was funny, but there was nothing that like was super memorable about the Snatch Game for them. And then Bosco, I didn't even like how it started off. She literally just repeated a moment that RuPaul said to her and ended with, "That's crazy." Okay, that's the only input you're putting on that story. And she did all her impersonations. I thought they were fine. She seemed a little nervous at times, though. But when everybody was like, "Oh, she's in the top for sure" in Untucked, I was like, "Really? Why would you all think that?" Yeah. So that leaves my top 4 were in order: Ginger Minch, Dia Betty, Irene the Alien, and then Cynthia. They all made me laugh, and that's what I'm wanting here. I think Dia, I'll just talk about her first because I don't know that I can think of a better like visual transformation for Snatch Game. Like that is Jane Lynch. Even her like little mannerism she was doing, I was like, that is Jane Lynch. It was crazy, and she had good jokes. Like when Ru said, "What kind of man do you want?" and she said, "One with a vagina." I thought that was so funny. There were just a bunch of successful jokes she had. She definitely should have been in the top for me. Zsa Zsa Gabor for Irene, I thought was so funny. When she threw the shawl that she had and she's like, "For the poor," I thought that was really funny. Ginger, of course, is so reliable in Snatch Game. I thought everything she did was funny. She took Reba and gave it a different spin. She was the best at volleying out of everybody in this group. And then Cynthia, I thought we probably saw more of Cynthia than anybody in this. So yeah, we did see a couple of times where it didn't land, but we saw a lot of times where it did. Like I like that she said Botox is what's made her look young instead of blood.
She said
like,
Botox.
Yeah, Botox.
She said Botox. It was funny.
Yes, exactly. And the teeth falling out, I thought that was funny. And even when they're like, "What part of Transylvania are you from?" She's like, "Just Transylvania." Yeah,
The suburbs.
Really funny. Yeah, so she would not have been anywhere near the bottom 2 for me.
And I will agree with that. I don't think she was anywhere near the bottom for me as well. And I will get into my ranking here as well. We're not that far off, David. I've got some hot takes as well. But my bottom 2 are the exact same as yours. 9th, I have Mistress, and 8th, I have Aja. And the difference between you and I is I know both of these characters pretty well. Mistress did an absolute fucking disservice to the icon that is Natalie Nunn. That was not Natalie Nunn. Oh, at all. That was Mistress with a big chin. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Mistress. Yeah, no, that was bad. Bad. Aja, I actually thought was fine. I thought there were 8 people that at least did fine in this Snatch Game, and Aja was one of them. I think she was certainly trying something, and I appreciate her for trying some things. She had jokes. There were moments that she was funny. I just think there were 7 people that did better in this Snatch Game than Aja, so unfortunately she fell to 8th in my ranking. But I wouldn't have wanted her in the bottom. But I do think she would have eaten Mistress up in this lip sync, so it would have been fine. 7th here, I have Bosco, actually. I think Bosco was a little bit lucky to be safe, if I'm being honest with you. I think I love the choice of Kenny Kerr. I love the choice of Kenny Kerr. I think it was such a smart choice for her to do, especially given her recent experience in Drag Race Live. I think it's such a smart choice to do an impersonator, and we haven't really had anyone tackle doing an impersonator on Snatch Game, and I think that was such a smart choice. I think where she needed to stop was at the Joan Rivers, because switching into the Cher really fucked with her entire performance for me. I thought her Cher was bad, point blank. And she broke character, like you were talking about, KaMorian. I thought her Kenny was actually pretty good, knowing Kenny as a person. And I thought her Joan Rivers was actually pretty good as well. So it was a very up and down performance for me. But overall, I thought everyone else was pretty solid in this Snatch Game. Otherwise, 6th, I have Cynthia. I wouldn't have had her in the bottom per se. I think there are some jokes that landed. I liked the Botox. I liked the teeth falling out. I liked the suburbs joke. I thought there were jokes that landed. Unfortunately, some of her timing just didn't land as much as I would have wanted it to, but I think she still did a good job. And she had one of the hardest spots to sit in that top right corner. They really didn't do Cynthia any sort of favors in this lineup either. I would not have put Cynthia Lee Fontaine in that spot. And conspiracy theory, they did not want Cynthia to go any further in this competition. So they completely sabotaged her. That's my theory. But fifth here, because I think everyone else of my top 5 did a really great job. I think all 5 of them were really strong and had great moments to shine in this Snatch Game. My 5th is going to be Irene. I absolutely loved her impersonation of Zsa Zsa Gabor. I think it was so strong. The Here for the Poor was so good. I think her canned bits that she came in with were really, really good. My biggest issue is just I didn't get a whole lot of volleying from her, but I'm not going to say much about it. It was her first Snatch Game. I'm fucking proud of her for slaying.
They probably showed her the least too.
They did show her the least. But I think she absolutely slayed her first Snatch Game. I'm so proud of that bitch. And I'm so happy someone finally did Zsa Zsa Gabor. Thank you, Irene. I'm so fucking happy about it. 4th for me, I had Jorgeous. I think Jorgeous did a damn good job as Pitbull. I think this is the kind of character Jorgeous needs to be doing for these comedy challenges on Drag Race. I think she finally cracked the code, because when she talked about it on in the workroom, especially given that roast character from All Stars 9, I was like, this is the right character for her to be doing. Yes, I think it was a little codependent on Mistress here, but I think Jorgeous was the one that really capitalized on it more than Mistress did. I think she had some really great moments of volleying. I was not mad she was in the top at all, because I think she did a really, really good job. I think there were 3 people that made me laugh more than Jorgeous did, but I think Jorgeous absolutely slayed Snatch Game, and I was really happy to see it for her. And like I've been saying all season, this is the most I've ever liked Jorgeous on Drag Race, so it just keeps getting better for me. Like, I'm turning into a Jorgeous fan.
Let's go.
Then. I'll take it. I'm really, really turning into a big Jorgeous fan here. For me, 3rd here is Daya. I really thought Daya should have had a top placement this week. This is the single best physical transformation for a Snatch Game I've ever seen. Point blank, and the period. The bitch was Jane Lynch. You cannot convince. She came on screen and I said, "That's Jane Lynch."
That's Jane Lynch.
Like, she is Jane Lynch. I was completely baffled. Now, did she have all of the jokes in the world? No. But what Daya had was physical comedy. And like you said, David, she had all of the mannerisms. She had every single molecule of Jane Lynch memorized. Like, it was the physical movements. It was even some of the movements from like her hosting experience, and like you can tell Daya spent a lot of time studying Jane Lynch, and it showed. And I think she did a phenomenal job here. My 2nd place, this is probably the hottest take of the day. My 2nd place here was Lydia. I think Lydia did a spot on impersonation of Pete Burns. I love Pete Burns. This is another character I am kind of surprised no one on Drag Race UK has done yet, to be honest with you.
Actually, it actually has Dakota.
Oh, wait, who did?
Dakota for UK4.
Dakota did do. Oh my God, how could I forget Dakota did it?
Mm-hmm.
How could I forget? Thank you, KaMorian, for reminding me. Well, done again.
Big fan.
Fuck you. You wait for every motherfucking opportunity. You shady ass little bitch.
Shady ass bitch with the birds.
I hate
There's
you.
There's a bird for you.
I hate you. I just think what Lydia did was so smart. I think she was shown like the second least of anybody, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I think I think every single time we saw Lydia in this Snatch Game, it was fucking hilarious. Pete Burns is such a strong character for her comedy. Like the dry humor, the bringing in the RuPaul song lyric. I didn't even clock it at first, but the more that I thought about it, I was like, no, that's a RuPaul lyric. She's so fucking smart for that. Every time it came to Lydia, RuPaul was cracking up laughing. Like, I don't get how the hell she was low. Other than that runway, I don't understand how she was low in this challenge for me. Because I thought Lydia knocked it out of the park. I thought her volleying was really, really strong. I thought she was engaged in the Snatch Game. I just think she did a really, really good job. But there was no one for me better in this Snatch Game than a single mom who works 2 jobs, who loves her kids and never stops, with gentle hands and the heart of a fighter. She was a survivor of this Snatch Game, and that was Ginger Minj. 8-1 up. Let that sink in. Like, I loved this. I loved every bit of it. Reba is my icon. I grew up on Reba. I watched the sitcom. I did all the things. Like, in an alternate universe where I start drag and I'm on season like 25 of Drag Race, like, Reba is one of the Snatch Game characters that I would prepare. So fuck you, Ginger, for doing it before I had the hypothetical chance of doing it, you bitch. But no, Ginger absolutely demolished this. Like, she was volleying. She is a Snatch Game professional. Like, she is the Snatch Game girl. She did it, like, being a phone sex operator. She started with, do you want fries with that? I don't even know what else needs to be said other than complete perfection in every possible way. Now, what I will say, this might be a hot take. I think this might have been her least successful Snatch Game performance.
Oh, because she was Adele? And then
I would agree.
And then Tammy Faye Baker. And then, oh my God, who was she on All Star 6? I'm blanking on her name.
Her name was like, at the first, I think it was Phyllis something. It was Phyllis something.
Phyllis Diller.
Phyllis Diller.
Yeah, it was that.
Phyllis Diller, thank you. Yeah. I was literally blanking on that. I love Phyllis Diller, but I was blanking on her name. I actually think in it being a very strong performance of Reba, I think was her weakest Snatch Game performance.
It was my least favorite weakest from her. I think no one is ever going to touch the way she has done Adele. And then for me, Phyllis,
Adele was her best.
Phyllis and Dolly, that whole back and forth, that was a moment. I was cackling so hard. Like, that RuPaul falling on the floor. So that was a moment.
But yeah, no, the Reba was still incredible.
It was still good,
I would even say her Tammy Faye Baker was better. Maybe.
Yeah.
I really liked her Tammy Faye Baker.
I really liked her Tammy Faye too.
Yeah. But I mean, Twitter's acting like it's egregious that she could even be considered for winning this Snatch Game.
What?
So, I don't know.
Twitter thinks that it's egregious that Ginger Minj exists.
Fuck Twitter.
Shut the fuck up and let her live. Y'all have a problem with her when y'all need to have a problem with A, yourselves, and B, production. Ginger has done nothing to you. Shut the fuck up with your no drag knowledge mouths.
I think Stan Twitter is finally showing versatility, because for the first time they hate a skinny queen now.
Thank God for that. Get the fuck over your pretentious ass selves. Jesus, what has Ginger Minj done to you personally? Did Ginger Minj kill your family? Did Ginger Minj run over your dog? No. Then shut the fuck up. I'm so sorry. I am so fucking... Ginger Minj is breathing, and Stan Twitter has a problem with it. Ginger Minj is literally existing, and Stan Twitter has a problem with it. Shut the fuck up. I'm so tired of it. I'm exhausted.
Like I understand how you feel, like the way production has kind of like, I understand, like, from like, I think for me, playing production, I understand, like, we had a Wicked challenge, we had a country, we had improv, now Snatch Game. I understand it doesn't look right, but at the same time, it's not her fault. They made the
It's her
choice.
fault.
They made the choice. Okay, like can
Where
I
are
eat?
you in? Where are you in RuPaul's comment section? Fenton's comment section, Randy's comment section, RuPaul's Drag Race comment section. No, you're going to Ginger herself. Fuck out of here with that shit. No,
Please direct all your feedback to World of Wonder at World of Wonder.
literally.
And let's just keep it 100. If there was like, if they asked you to come on the show for an opportunity, would you not say yes unless you feel like you're not ready? Like, of course, any chance you would get, you would take the opportunity. That's just realistically, we will all do the same thing. It just
exactly. Let's say go to KaMorian's point. Let's say you're Ginger Minj, and production says this week we're going to do a country thing. Do you think Ginger's going to be like, you know what? We should change this because this is too in my favor. Let's just change the entire
because Ginger Minj is a producer on Drag Race,
and
she's gonna go to Fenton and Randy herself and go, actually, I think we should do a rap challenge. I think we need to do a high fashion couture challenge for this instead of this challenge that you set up and that I had no say in doing. And I just showed up and you told me what the challenge is because I'm a contestant on your show.
I just think the issue is, I think they're just seeing how she is doing. I feel like Eric's like, you know what? It's the writers on the wall. It's no point of like, oh,
the writing is on the wall, but Stan Twitter does not know how to read.
You want to know? But you want to know the best part? I don't think Ginger's winning this season. Conspiracy theory. I don't think Ginger's winning this season.
I've been saying that. I think they're going to crown, if she makes it to the top, I think they're going to crown whoever's up against her because of all of the backlash she's been getting, which is so
Ginger's
unfair.
not going to win. Yeah, Ginger's not going to win.
I mean, I just know like she is going to make it to the end. I think it's just unfortunate because I feel like maybe like if she would have won, it would have been deserved. It was like it's just a point to like she's in all this backlash. It was not her fault. Like in a day.
If Ginger wins, will you shave your beard?
No, because I want Ginger to win. Yeah, I want Ginger to win. I love Ginger.
If she loses, you shave your beard.
Oh, so it's the bad.
All three of you come back fully clean shaven if Ginger Minj wins.
I'll make that sacrifice.
I could do that. If Ginger loses, yeah.
If Ginger loses, I'll grow a beard.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Ginger still has a chance to win. I think Bosco. I think for me Bosco has a chance still. I think George is actually might have a chance. I think just the way she has been kind of doing, like actually kind of slaying.
Oh, I think Georges is winning the season.
Oh,
I think Georges is winning the season.
Really?
I think Georges has a stronger storyline than Ginger does.
She doesn't feel like a winner to me. I think Bosco is the one since the start.
Yeah. I mean, of those three, who do I want to win the most? Bosco.
But I would not be mad at George's winning because that's also my favorite too. That's also
there's only one person left in the season I'd be mad at winning at this point. Everyone else, I'm like, yes, you can win. Great, love it.
And Mistress isn't winning the season. There's no way.
And I'm okay with that. But speaking of winners, I would like to congratulate the newly crowned winner of season 2 of RuPaul's Drag Race, Raven! Yay, Raven!
Yes, my black queen, guys.
The crown really brings out the black in her skin. It's just the contrast. It just makes her glow. Ebony and Ivory.
We got 3 black queen winners now. 3 black queen winners. Yes. The melanin is real.
I like that she made a point to, in her speech, be like, it's amazing what a tanning booth could do, guys. Tanning. Yes. It's just tanning.
And you know what? She's in on the joke now. And I appreciate her for at least being in on the joke now.
Owning it, yeah. In some
she can take the joke at least a little bit now. And you know what? I'll take that. Because in most ways, she is better than the other one. And I'll take that. So
is the other one Crystal Versace?
No, the other one is the person she's replacing.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
But also Crystal Versace. Yes. Congratulations, Raven.
Yay.
15 years too late, but hey,
This
we'll
is
take
reparation. They said we need to
This
crown
is reparations, yes. But did
We
y'all
finally got reparations for the Black community, and it's
Yes.
Raven.
And it's Raven, yes.
Oh no!
But did y'all clock that this is literally, I think, a replica of the season 2 crown?
No.
Really? I didn't notice
It
that.
It is, I believe, a replica of the season 2 crown.
I gotta look it up because the early crowns, they were like the early crowns, baby. Those early crown days.
Hey, I'm glad that Drag Race has taken a stand on it finally.
Yeah, finally. This seems very.
I'm like,
seems
we'll take that.
push. Yeah.
And I'll say as well, I loved having Raja and Raven as the.
I
Snatch
love
Game
it.
contestants. I thought that was real cute.
It's lovely.
Raja was just there, and you know what? I'm happy that Raja was there because anytime I get to see Raja on Drag Race again, I'm just thrilled. I'm like, yes, Raja. Yes, I love it. I love it. But, yeah. So after Snatch Game, we come back into the workroom, and Mistress is already in her delusion. Shocker.
Mama. What a mind. What a mind. What a brain.
What an absolute the buffoonery, the tomfoolery, all of it. While that's all going on, everyone's kind of talking about.
What was it that Irene said to her?
It's like, baby, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't think you really did too hard, to be honest. I think you being the top. That's what she said. And then she's like, who do you think would have been the bottom? And it's like, Irene, I don't know who you think. Like, I didn't like. She's like, oh, everybody, listen. So who you think? Who your top three? Who your bottom?
Right. It was just like just bringing everything to the attention, and I'm like, okay.
And then she said, I personally say, I think you're in the bottom for sure. Cause they were not laughing with you. They were laughing at you. That's after, and then to the confession on the whole thing. And then after that, I think Audrey was talking to Mistress about, I don't feel I didn't really do too good. I think just her showing her like, it
was
her,
the Aja spiral.
Yeah,
I felt for my girl.
I felt for her too, because you think about it, like yes, she's like a popular queen, but you're like, as she said, she, like these other girls got like full-time gigs. She does not. She's trying to still survive on a daily basis, like the week. So it just sort of like, it's like I really feel bad for her, but I'm glad that that's it's like a strength to her that to just keep fighting and just showing like her true power. Which I love. So yeah, you're so fucking that was
you're so fucked tonight.
Yeah, but
tonight. I love Irene.
I was very happy that we kind of had that Audrey moment. I think it was moment because I actually did post about it and she did quote it and show her story. So yeah, I was so happy. I just felt bad, but also I know that she would get through it. She would. I think just seeing how Audrey such like a power like an inspiration. I think just watch her story, how much she has changed over the years, just to be the person she is now. I was just so happy to see that.
Yeah. I mean, I've been very vocal. My Twitter handle all season has been something Team Aja, because Aja is like literally my favorite person to I think ever be on Drag Race, or one of them. Like I just fucking love Aja. I'm so happy to see her back and to see her like not at her prime coming back here for the semifinals. Like I wanted her to come back. I wanted her to come back like so fiercely, and to not see it, it's breaking my heart here, because I wanted this to be her like her full redemption moment, and for like to get her crown that I wanted for her. And like, will she make the final? Yes. Do I think she's gonna win the season at this point? I don't see it, unfortunately. But I hope that she has a really phenomenal showing in the last couple of episodes to at least go out on a really high note.
She will. Just knowing what the episodes are, a talent show.
Oh yeah.
We saw her,
I mean,
yeah. It's a talent show and a lip sync Lollapalooza. Aja's gonna go out on a great note regardless of where she lands. I just wish she, was in a better circumstance going into it. I know she's booked and blessed now, and everybody go book Aja and all of these girls, except for Serena and Mistress. Yeah, I just love Aja. I love Aja so much. And then there's we're reheating the nachos of Mistress trying to get in Ginger's head and it not working.
No. The nachos are spoiled. The microwave isn't even working at this point. It isn't plugged in.
No.
You're just pressing the buttons, nothing's happening.
No. And Mistress is still trying because she's delusional. But yeah, no.
Those aren't even nachos, those are packing peanuts.
We were talking about nachos so much the other day on our Love Island recap that I literally had to make nachos. I was like, nachos. But yes, this is where we go to the runway. Now you can check out our full thoughts on the runway over on our Look Over Here episode, which will be out shortly after this one. So make sure to check it out. But we'll run through them here real quick to get visuals, but I want to know top 3 favorite runways from everyone from the category Tiramisu suit. A suit that tears away to a serve. I thought this was a cute category.
It's a fun category.
Cute concept, cute category, all things like that. Hey, Raven. But yes, we've got Bosco on the runway, Georges, Diabetica, Cynthia Fontaine, Irene the Alien, Aja. I'm so sorry. Jimmy, Aja. Lydia Butthole Collins, good old Ginge Minge, and Mistress.
Okay.
Aye.
Faves. And also least faves if you really want to.
I want to say overall, it felt like a lot of these reveals weren't rehearsed.
Correct.
There were a lot, and if you do the runway twice, if you fuck it up both times, like Diva, you could have practiced. Like it's a pet peeve when you can see a reveal coming from miles away, and then when they fumble through it, you're like, "Mama, the magic is gone. The moment is lost." Like Ginger walking out holding the whole thing shut. Was that what?
It was the fitting for me. It was like, and also the fitting too. I was like, the way it was fitted to her body was like, it's like, oh, it's coming out. It just didn't.
Well, and it was purposely oversized because that's the reference she was going for. But still,
but
I agree. Like
you can still do the oversized, but still make it fit.
Girl, belt it then.
Yeah,
put on a belt. Come on now, girl.
Yeah. My favorites were Irene. That was great. Irene's reveal was so good. Bulky at the beginning, but then it turned into this beautiful ethereal moment. I wish there was more, like it was all one color. I wish there was more a shade or darker, lighter, just to give us a little something to look at. Georges's was great as well, because she had that whole swagger when she walks down the runway, like, and there was a story. She was the devil on the shoulder and the tail pops up. That was cute. The one I hated, I don't know if Mistress's was even a suit to begin with. Maybe it's a bodysuit. I don't know.
Swimsuit painted on?
Something. It was something. And then she revealed to this outfit that was, again, very like, oh, this is what we're doing. Also, you could see that.
I see what she was trying to go. I think just wanted to share, like, oh, my evolution is like for me, like 400 pounds, and now this beautiful thing. I see what she was trying to go. I just wish I don't know. I think it just the first part. It was like, what was that? But I see what she was. But I think good on the message. It just didn't correlate. I think that's the problem. It just didn't correlate. Yeah.
I think overall, Mistress's runways have been worse than her original season, even in the previous bracket. So there's kind of a disconnect there. But my standouts were Irene. Bosco for the first time something felt off. I don't know. Maybe I'm used to seeing Bosco show up.
We saw gorgeous fashions from Bosco. Right? In the bracket and in her re-entrance look. This one just felt like, it was a little understated for Bosco.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, David Healy, don't you shake your head at me like that, because I'm about to praise her in my section. So don't you dare shake your head at me.
I'm shaking my head at both of you over there on the left.
Okay.
Shaking,
for my
David.
section, and then I'm gonna need you to retract that.
All right.
Yeah, that was me. Go ahead.
Definitely for I'm not gonna. I think for overall, pretty much like majority of the girls, it was like a strong category. So, but, I would say Irene was one of my top three. It just the way just reveal. I think it was all clean, perfect executing well. I think it's a tie between. I think Lydia. I actually love Lydia's. It was a nice suit and that one, and then also tied with Lydia. I would say I actually like Aja's the Metamorphosis. I love the butterfly. It was a beautiful outfit. But for me, my opinion, the best look of the night for me was George's. I think also the best has ever looked. That's her best look. Period. Just the mug,
Wake it
her
up.
suit, the way like the suit, like it felt like it was like swagger, very fly, like very like gangsta, like mafia.
It's
man.
her twink death.
Like
What
it's
is happening? She's turning into a straight man.
And then
what did Maddie Morphosis do to her?
Like, and they were built like this ultimate baddie double. Like it was like, oh, like the best she has. Like, what do I say? Like her best look. Like this sickening. Number one for me.
I'm gonna kind of cheat and do 4. So sorry, but I'm gonna have to repeat what I said early in this episode. This orange bracket, they're bringing it. I really liked Bosco, Irene, and Aja. I think Aja is bringing some of her best looks we've seen so far with her entrance and this one. Both so good. So those 3 all really, really great, but I couldn't leave out George's just because I thought that was so good as well. Overall, I thought it was a very strong runway.
So I'm also going to cheat and say 4. Well, it's more 3.5. It's more 3.5. So my favorite actually was Aja. I really loved Aja's. I think the caterpillar into the cocoon, butterfly in a cocoon.
It's what Jasmine Masters thought she was doing.
This is what Jasmine Masters wanted to do, and she was doing nothing of the sort. Sorry, Jasmine, love you. But I loved Aja. I agree with you. I think Aja is bringing some of the best fashion she has ever brought to Drag Race, and I love every bit of it. I mean, I'm still hung up on the Rose Raid entrance look. Like that, I'm still there. Bombae, I know we're both still there. Like, I'm still there. Like,
we never left.
We never left. We're both still there. We were both still there, but I absolutely loved this. The butterfly look was so stunning, fit her to a T, loved every single bit of it. Bosco looked gorgeous, David. I thought Bosco had one of my top 3 looks of the night, David. I really enjoyed what Bosco was wearing.
Way to redeem yourself, finally.
Fuck you. You didn't let me speak before criticizing me, so it would be really nice if you let me speak before
I didn't know a head nod was not letting you speak.
Was I silent or was I silenced?
Silenced. The girls are fighting.
Thank you, Bomb. That's pretty typical with us. Oh, we got to do it in the Philippine style, though, David. It's that very specific, like, slow roll that the Filipino girls do. No, I thought Bosco, it was understated for Bosco. I will agree with that, Bomb. It felt different from what we had seen from Bosco so far this season, because everything she had done so far was so maximalist that I was like, I loved seeing this kind of understated. It felt very artistic. And that always speaks to me as an art history nerd. Like, that's always going to speak to me. There's some art reference I didn't catch. But once I realize what it is, I'm going to be like, oh, duh, obviously. And Georges, obviously, I loved the suit, loved the dress. I thought all of that was good. My and a half is going to be because I absolutely loved Lydia's suit. Hated the dress underneath. Loved the silk charmeuse moment. Shout out. I wish Lana was here to revel in the silk charmeuse with me. Go check out our Project Runway reviews if you need to know what's our obsession with silk charmeuse is. Hated the silk charmeuse dress underneath because it looked bad. But her suit, sickening. Loved the suit.
Yeah.
So that was
Loved the before, hated the after.
That's where I was with it. But yeah, no one looked like an absolute flop on the runway except for Mistress.
Actually, one more thing. Actually, I would say I actually like Dies. It was actually fun. I actually like to build her ass
This was so
back.
good. Wait, no,
Say
I
yes
You
to
just like
that.
her ass.
Okay, I like
No.
it's a nice ass too. Okay.
Hey, this is the first time someone's done something slutty and kinky since Alexis Michelle as Miss Manpig. So I really appreciate the shout out for the Miss Manpigs out there. Thank you, Daya. Thank you, Daya. You are that girl that I thought you were. Thank you, Daya.
Like for me, I'm like diabetic. Show the ass on Drag Race was on my bingo card. No shade. Like I was the guy.
Was on mine. I'm not. That's not out of the realm of possibility for in my vision, in my spirit. I don't know about you, KaMorian.
She told us on her original season she eats ass, so I don't know why we're surprised.
Yeah, I don't know why you're all that surprised, baby. We've got the innocent babies over here, and then Bomb and I are in the Bomb and I are our sisters. Like
I'm not that innocent.
Hey,
I eat ass too.
We know, David. We know. That's. We'll get into that off air. Also want to shout out our beautiful guest judge this week returning, Sarah Michelle Gellar. One of my favorite guest judges because she's just so sweet and lovely and wonderful and great. And I loved having her back, and I loved having her back in Untucked as well. I thought she was great. Love her. Big fan.
Love her too. Wish she was coming back for the new I Know What You Did Last Summer movie, but I know she's dead. But I want her back.
Yeah. This runway discussion was something. Because I'm like, what do you mean? Because here's where I have the biggest problem. Why are we giving Cynthia these critiques and then putting her in the bottom when y'all just did this? Like, did y'all use up all that energy on Lexi? And I love Lexi. Lexi Love is one of my favorite Drag Race contestants of recent years.
Right.
But why are we using that energy on Lexi Love and not using that energy for Cuckoo
on
here?
Cynthia, yeah.
Like, that's just the discrepancy here. The math ain't mathin'. Like, I'm sorry.
And she did better than Lexi. She did way better.
100% without a shadow of a doubt. She did better than Lexi.
I have a theory.
What is it?
They didn't want Cuckoo to move on.
I have a wild theory. Because it's unusual that we have a top 2 and a bottom 4. Part of me wonders if this initially was a top 3 and a bottom 3, and Ru wanted to put Cynthia in the top, but after hearing all of the other judges give their feedback, it's like, wait, how can we justify this when they're going so hard at her and only Ru is really kind of living?
I could see it.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I think production also, like with Cynthia, when the fumbles with the reveal, she kind of gave production a legit reason now. Like,
I think I think they wanted her in the top, and like I think if her runway had just been executed the way that she wanted to, I think Cuckoo could have been in the top.
Yeah,
that sucks. I'm angry again.
Were you all like when they were giving the feedback? Were you all like, wait, which one is the third top? Because I was doing that.
I thought it was well. Okay, based on my rankings, I thought it was Lydia.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god, Lydia's in the top for Snatch Game. Oh, never mind.
I was confused.
I was very confused.
She should have been safe for me.
I mean, I would have had her in the top, but I would have been more okay with her being safe than in the bottom. Like, I didn't, based on runway, I guess, given, like, because I hated her silk charmeuse dress underneath that. But, like, and then I guess Aja being low makes sense, given the fact that, like, her Snatch Game wasn't as strong, but her runway was amazing.
Right.
So it's like, it's a weird week where either they were Mistress and didn't do great on either part, or they did great in Snatch Game and just didn't do great in the challenge, or didn't do great on the runway, or vice versa. Like, you either excelled at Snatch Game or the runway, And so it's kind of like, or unless you're, Ginger and Georges, everyone else kind of fell somewhere in the middle. So it was like, okay, what the fuck do we do with this judging? And unfortunately, it seemed like Cuckoo ended up being the sacrificial lamb here, and I don't like that.
But since when do we factor it? Like, I know everybody loves to think that they factor Runway into the tops and bottoms. They don't. They almost never do.
They do when it's convenient for them.
Yeah. The Runway is just
rare.
a reason.
And this, I guess, is a situation where it is convenient for them.
Yeah.
Because I guess in this case, with Snatch Game having been, like, we knew Ginger and Georges were who the judges thought were the best in Snatch Game. Sure, I see that. I that's valid. That's a valid critique. Mistress was the worst. Those were the three that were locked in based on challenge and runway.
Yeah.
Everyone else had a variable amount of success in both Snatch Game and the runway, somewhere along the spectrum. The tiebreaker here then is the three other people in the bottom were the three people that had, I guess, problems with their runways here, because Aja's reveal wasn't the cleanest reveal, and she didn't do great in Snatch Game. Lydia's silk charmeuse dress was not great, but her suit was great, and she did a decent job in Snatch Game, but they also didn't show her that much. And Cuckoo, we thought she did great, but her reveal on the runway was absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think that's what led to the decision that ended up being made. Now, do I like that? No, but that's the decision that was made.
Can we talk about the growth? The growth I've had when it comes to Cuckoo.
Yes.
What world is it where I'm complaining about her being in the bottom too?
Yes. I was like, you having Cuckoo in your top tier for this Snatch Game, David, I'm proud of you.
Never would have thought.
I'm very proud of you, David Healy. I'm very proud of you. Untucked happens, and it's Mistress trying her bullshit again. And that's really all it is. It's cute to have everyone together. Sarah Michelle Gellar comes in. She's lovely. Gives some great advice. I love that she asked the girls a question. She was like, how do you all come up with your Snatch Game characters? And I love that she kind of like posed the question back to them. She's such a great guest judge. Love her.
I love her. I actually love her. I think I would love her to be on the panel. No shade. I think she would be actually bringing something.
If she had the time and energy, I think Sarah Michelle Gellar would be a fierce permanent judge. And just like random in the best way. Like, yes, permanent Drag Race guest judge, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Sounds about right.
But bring Freddie as a guest. I want to see Freddie Prinze Jr. as a guest while she's on the panel, just to see them together. That'd be fine. I think she'd be perfect, for acting in general. Like, I think she's good. I think just good for acting challenges.
Bring her into direct and acting challenges.
Acting, or like do like a parody, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer parody, or like I Know What You Did Last Summer, like a horror parody.
Right,
that'd actually gotta be fine, like for the direct.
I would love it. But let's talk about our results here, because we end up with this weird top 2, bottom 4 whole situation. Ginger and Georges are the top 2 for this Snatch Game. Okay.
I see it.
It's not what I would have chosen, but I see it. But the winner is good old Ginger Minge.
Yeah.
The first person to win 3 Snatch Games.
Oh.
Really?
What a time.
Maybe the only person.
Yeah. In the history
to ever win. Like, she may end up being the only person.
3 very deserving wins. She might be my second favorite Snatch Game person of all time. I mean, it's always going to be
behind Jinx.
No, well, okay. Well, now that complicates things.
Who is the first?
Dayla.
Oh yeah, Dayla is good. Yeah, amazing. I feel like Dayla. I think if Dayla comes back, she will get her third for real. I want her to come back.
My Snatch Game Mount Rushmore truly is Jinx, Dayla, Ginger, and Bob.
Okay. Jinx does have 3 winning characters, so
that's true.
True.
One of them was less of a
See,
deserving
and Natasha is what kind of brings her down a little bit for me.
Natasha, I liked her Natasha, but
was
it's
fine.
really Little Edie. It's really Little Edie and Judy that everybody remembers. But her Natasha was fine. But yeah, that Mount Rushmore for me, it's Jinx, Stella, Ginger, and Bob for me. With so many other great options, obviously, but that's what stands out to me. But we do end up with this quite interesting bottom four of Aja, Cuckoo, Lydia, and Mistress. But ultimately, our bottom two is Cuckoo and Mistress. I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. But we get a wonderful lip sync. I love this choice. I loved it. We'll talk about it. But we get a lip sync to the a cappella mix of Who's Zooming Who by Aretha Franklin. I loved this.
It's so different.
To me, I liked it.
So different.
Unique
and different for Drag Race.
Yeah, I know people were like, the song choice was weird. I understand. I think for me, the only problem was you could still hear like the drum beats like in the back, like kind of like,
yeah.
I feel like I think that kind of ruined it for me. I was like, take that out. It didn't like for me just get like action on the voice. But I think for me, acapella is different. It's like who can command the stage with just words, no rhythm, no beats. I feel like for me, it personally, I'm much as I feel. Mistress for me, she ate this up from head to toe for me. To me, that was giving old school drag, Park and Bark runners, and the way she moved with her mouth and her whole body, like to me, like that, like I would give her my 100. Like I would say Cynthia also. I think I'm gonna give props to Cynthia. I think she had her own, but I'd say for me, I personally, in my opinion, I'm sorry, but Mistress ate her up. I'm sorry. That's how it is.
I think this is one of my favorite lip syncs of the year so far, to be honest with you.
I love this. My faves.
This is a lip sync that the fandom is not going to appreciate because the fandom doesn't watch drag outside of Drag Race. But for the people that appreciate drag and that watch drag, baby, I lived for this lip sync. I thought they both knocked this out of the park. I thought they both slayed this song. I do agree. I think Mistress, this is the most impressed I have ever been by anything Mistress Isabel Brooks has ever done on Drag Race. By a mile. I truly, I think Mistress is a great entertainer. I've never said anything negative about Mistress's performance abilities. I was truly impressed with every single minute and second that Mistress was on stage. She pulled out tricks that I didn't even know she had. I was truly impressed. And I think Cynthia Lee Fontaine held her own so fiercely.
She did.
I think Cuckoo did such a gorgeous. This is her best lip sync by a country mile on this show.
I agree.
I was so fucking proud of Cuckoo here. I think she did such a good job. She had her moments. She had her cute comedic moments. She was playing with Mistress. She had her bits. I do think Mistress won this lip sync, but I was so fucking proud of Cuckoo.
She looked beautiful. She looked gorgeous.
She looked beautiful. So fucking beautiful.
The gown, the hair,
in that gown,
beautiful.
Going out in the Puerto Rican colors too. I just think
amazing.
What a perfect way. If she was going to go out like this, Rob, I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
What a perfect way for her to go out, looking good, feeling gorgeous, and giving her best performance on Drag Race to date.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think with this song being a cappella, there's such a focus on your mouth and making sure everything matches up. So I got worried for her at first because I always think about that Kardashian musical and how atrocious her lip syncing was for that. But this was so much better for Cynthia. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it. And the whole time I kept trying to find a way. I'm like, how can I justify Cynthia winning this because I wanted
Me
her to win.
too.
But I'm like, but she's not. She's doing great. But Mistress just had it on lock. Mistress is really a great lip syncer, and she showed her absolute top strengths. I'm just wondering, why did Georges even bother changing? Come on, Georges. You know you're not lip syncing. Why'd you change?
To show off another look.
I guess so.
I guess.
Ginger didn't change.
Right. Neither did Lydia.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Lydia just wore the hideous silk charmeuse.
Hideous.
Hideous butthole Collins. Yeah, I just this lip sync was phenomenal. I loved it. I loved every bit of it.
What'd you think, Bombae?
It was sad to see Cynthia go. It's always sad to see Cynthia go, but like Mistress's lip sync was like a masterclass. You could just watch her, the body, the way she moved, like the little mannerisms. She got every beat. That was, you're just looking at her and you're like, oh my god, this is drag.
Yeah, it was a perfect display of just good old school drag from both of them. Like they're both such good old school drag queens that in a way I'm upset that both of them were in the bottom. Not really, but I wouldn't have wanted anybody else in the bottom to lip syncing to this song. You know what I mean? I think Lydia would have done great to this song. I think Aja would have done great to this song, but I don't want anyone else performing to this song in this moment other than Cuckoo and Mistress, honestly.
Yeah.
Because they killed it. It was amazing. But unfortunately, we lost Cuckoo. On Snatch Game again. And she's probably gonna get 10th again for the third time.
But at least you know what? At least it was 10th this time out of 80 people. So.
10th across the board. I've been waiting 24 to 36 hours to say that.
But I think she should be very proud. I feel like I think for me at this part, 10th again. This part was her best run. I hate it. I hate that. I hate that it's bottoms. I wish it could have been a high, at least when the bracket. At least I think at least going forward instead of having to be a bottom 4, have at least one high at least. They still getting 1 point. I think. You know what I mean? I didn't really like the if you're not in the top, you're in the bottom. That doesn't make any sense. You still did good, but you're in the bottom. So
yeah,
give them a half point.
All I'm saying is, how about the top 2 for brackets and everyone is to be safe, regular safe. But I think, and then we go into merge and they have a bottom 2 or a bottom 3. I just think just having an auto bottom, it doesn't make any sense. I didn't like that personally.
Well, if nothing else, I can say Cynthia, she has always been one of my least favorite Drag Race contestants ever. But she has gained a fan because I really like, not as a person, just her as a competitor on Drag Race Bombae. I've never thought she was the best or even close. But I really enjoyed her this season and I did not expect it.
Fine. Thank you for coming around.
Yeah, literally. Bomb, you understand what I've been dealing with since the cast was dropped. This is what I've been dealing with.
The slander
for 12 weeks. For 12 weeks plus. No, I'm so happy to hear that, David, because as the resident Cuckoo super fan of this podcast, I am devastated to see her go in 10th again, but I think that just makes her even more of an icon, to be honest with you.
She's consistent.
Unless they choose her for the wild card, and they might. Someone might pick good old Cuckoo, and I wouldn't be mad at it. But actually, I love her.
Or the next person.
Yeah. I hope they don't, so that way she stays 10th, so that her track record is 10th across the board. I am so fucking proud of Cynthia Lee Fontaine. As someone that has loved her from her first 2 seasons, I have followed her consistently since her original journeys on Drag Race, through all of her cancer journey, her hip replacement, like everything in between. I am just so fucking proud that the world has finally gotten to see Cynthia the way that I've seen Cynthia over the last couple of years, especially. And I've gotten to see her grow into such a strong drag artist. And we've all always known that she's such a beautiful person. I'm just happy that the Drag Race universe has gotten to see that, no, she's not just a good person and a great queen. She's a fucking incredible Drag Race contestant too.
Yeah. And
I'm glad that she got the opportunity to show that. And I'm glad that the world got to see that finally. And I'm just really fucking happy to see that. So
that was so sweet.
Oh I love Cuckoo. She is one of my favorites. I just love Cuckoo.
And you know what, Cuckoo? We would definitely see you on like a versus the world, like for like, you know, Hispanic queens for sure. I think you would do
put Cuckoo on everything.
Like
also, my headphones. So my headphones are going to die, so I might have to readjust. But go, just giving you a heads up.
We're almost done, so you're all good.
Sorry, KaMorian, go on.
Yeah, I was like, you know, I want her like on a versus the world, like I think for me, like Hispanic queen, like that, like I think she would do well. And I kind of this year now we had like a Slays and Royale coming up in the future. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. What I heard, I was like, I hope they call him Bombae because you know, just representing just the Indian culture. I think on a like that would be actually, you know, hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully.
And yes, to that person that keeps talking about us fan casting that video, yes, we're going to do it. Our schedules have been busy, but yes, before you comment, we're doing it. It's coming. I promise. Give us time. We want to do it. Drag Race is about to kill us again, but we have plans. I promise.
They won't be that mad. Sometimes they use people's fan page catches. No shade.
I know.
They look at it. So
I know. Yes. Draft update time, and I'm not in the draft, so I
get it.
Okay, just kidding, Dave Healy.
So nothing changed in the order. So we have 6th is Robbie with 49 points. 5th is Lana with 58.5 points. 4th is Eduardo with 59 points. Okay. There's still a tie for 2nd between myself and Eve with 67 points. And I think we can almost give it to River at this point.
I'm happy for her, finally.
82 and a half points. They have a 15 and a half point lead. So
that's my twin!
Pretty hard.
That's my twin.
They had the top 2 this week with Georges and Ginger.
The draft is going to Brazil. Period. Yes. Well, with all that being said, Bombae, you did it. You did a podcast at the Cup. And maybe Bombae can still hear us. Who knows? Allegedly, Bombae can still hear us.
I'm guessing not.
Okay, she's smizing the eyes. So. Okay, I see eyes smizing.
Come on, smizing.
Yeah.
Smizing.
Okay. Wait a minute. Hey, okay,
model.
Right.
Canada's Next Top Model, anyone?
Oh my God. I would actually love a Top Model reboot. You know, no shade. I love it. What?
Bombae with audio this time.
I was silenced.
By yourself.
By myself.
We would never, because we just want you to keep talking anytime. But Bomb, you finally did a podcast with us. Thank you.
And I'll do another one too. Thank you so much for popping my cup cherry.
Period. Anytime. Yeah. Obviously, you're family now. You're welcome back anytime.
What are you doing next? I'll come. What's next? What's the next thing you're doing?
Brazil and France.
Oh, I'll do France.
Period. We would love
Let's
that.
do France.
Absolutely.
Let me know.
Yes.
It's gonna be good.
Brazil.
Let's do a
Brazil.
let's do a ball. If France has a ball, and if no one has booked that just
Yeah.
yet, I would love to. Those are my favorite.
You're booked then.
Okay.
So
thank you.
stay tuned for the France All Stars Ball featuring Bombae. You heard it first. She booked herself, so it's fine. Bomb, we love you here. You're incredible.
Thank you for having me. I love you too. Thank you for doing all the good work and for spreading the word that I am the winner of season 3 of Canada's Drag Race.
Correct.
Yes.
So subscribe here for more content with the winner of season 3 of Canada's Drag Race. Clearly, here is your point to plug everything you would like to plug.
Oh, okay. So I know this podcast is coming out tomorrow, but later this week I'm going to be launching Facts for Fags. Watch the first 3 episodes will be out. They're hilarious, and then it's week to week, and I have Tainomi Banks in it later in July. So it's going to be I'm going to get all the Canadian divas who are at least in Toronto out first, and then you'll see more divas on Canada's Drag Race, and then when season 6 comes out, we'll be getting them in the week that they get to showcase their best stuff. So you'll find out exactly how Canada's true, not strong, fierce, and stupid. That's
Yes. I live. Perfect. Well, go follow Bomb. All of her links are down in the description below. So go follow her, tip her in person because we can't currently. Support her. Go follow the podcast because I know I'm going to be tuning in every fucking week at this point because I'm excited for it. And in the meantime, thank you for joining us for this lovely All Stars 10 recap.
Thank you for having
Go
us.
check out our look over here for our panel's full thoughts on the entrance looks and the runway from this week. Subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Check out another video while you're at it because, oh boy, we've got plenty of them. Go get your merch, lanagcreations.etsy.com. And with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So cheers, y'all. Bye.
Cheers.